So I want each of you to take a deep breath. And I'm serious, take a deep breath. Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right. So what you probably don't realize is that that deep breath is a privilege. And a privilege that my big sister never gets. Because my sister, Emily, has cystic fibrosis, or CF for short, a progressive genetic disease that affects the lungs and digestive system. It causes thick, sticky mucus to build up in the lungs, leading to life-threatening infections. Growing up, I think I became blinded to the impact that CF had on my life. I saw CF as a part of my sister, just like her brown hair, small feet, and bossy personality. The fact that she had to wake up 2 hours early to do her treatments, take over 30 pills a day, and regularly go to the hospital for IV antibiotics, that was just our norm. This was life, and I didn't know anything different. We turn a blind eye to suffering that exists around us all the time. You do it when you pass a homeless person sitting on the street, or when you glaze over a news article about mass killings in Syria, or even when you fail to speak up when you hear some random kid being made fun of in the lunchroom. Why? Because it's convenient. It's easy. It's familiar, and quite frankly, sometimes it's hard and daunting to take a stand against the status quo. And that's exactly what I did. For 16 years, I watched as my sister's lung function crept lower and lower. I watched as her energy waned and her lung infections increased in frequency and severity. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that I wasn't supportive, because I was. I would visit her daily in the hospital, and I would sit with her while she did her treatments. She knew I loved her, and she knew I'd do anything in the world for her. Except I wasn't. I was sitting by and passively watching as my sister, who means the world to me, got sicker and sicker. Somehow, it took 16 years for me to realize that there's something I can do about it. In 2011, my family and friends decided to create Emily's Entourage, a group made up of people who are dedicated to doing something to help my sister in her fight against cystic fibrosis. Instead of sitting by and passively watching as her CF progressed, we decided to channel our feelings of powerlessness into action. Because, while I might not be able to do her treatments for her, or limit her hospital stays, or kill the infections brewing in her lungs, I have a voice, I have a community, and I have a passion. And as I realized, that's all you need to rally people and to mobilize change.
All right, so how do you do it? And where do you start? I'm going to take you on the journey of Emily's Entourage and give you 5 takeaways that we've learned from our experience. This is the story of how a little idea that started in our living room has transformed into a fully operational organization. We've raised nearly $200,000 and are moving full speed ahead. Going back about 6 months ago, my family and I were brainstorming in our living room with one common goal: to raise the most money and awareness possible for cystic fibrosis, because that's the only way we could help my sister in her fight against this disease. We were convinced that if we could convey my sister's incredible story, we could touch people's emotions and show them how their support could make an impact on a large scale. We felt like the best way to do this was to create a video, so we went to the drawing board. We came up with a concept and drafted a story. This is the story of my sister's life and her incredible achievements despite all that she's up against on a daily basis. When we finished, we headed to the studio. Now, this is our first big screen production. We'd never been in a studio, but we were on a mission and nothing was going to stop us. After hundreds of hours of hard work, lots of family fights, but finally negotiating and compromising, we came up with a 5-minute video that we were all really proud of. And here's a quick excerpt. She's my biggest inspiration.
She is my definition of courage.
She's like a sister to me. She is my heart.
Emily is my best friend. She's my bridesmaid. I cannot imagine my life without her. We need her.
Tell a story and make it personal, because that's how people will connect with your message. And we've learned that people give to people, not causes. So once you have a message, how do you get people to see it? We are the tech-savvy generation. Facebook and Twitter is a part of our everyday lives. But beyond stalking that cute girl in math class or procrastinating on your English assignment, which we all do, but we often forget how powerful these tools really are. Never before have we had the ability to connect with thousands of people across the globe with the click of a button. And that's why we decided to build an Emily's Entourage website and establish a strong presence on Facebook and Twitter from the get-go. And on December 1st, 2011, we were ready to launch. We emailed all of our closest friends and encouraged them to donate. And also, and maybe perhaps even more importantly, to pass the message on. The idea was simple, and you've all seen this before. If I could send this message to 10 people, and they could send it to 10 more people, that's how we could create exponential growth. And we saw our message travel from Lower Merion to New Orleans to California, all the way to Japan. Within 1 week, we raised over $40,000. And that's when we realized we were onto something big. By using a variety of distribution channels, including a blog, Facebook, Twitter, and email, we set out to reach as many people as possible. We wanted to activate them to become ambassadors of the message, have them pass it on to their networks. And that's how we spread our message and achieve the viral effect. And that's takeaway number 2. Get your message to as many people as possible. Connect with as many people as you can, and that's what we did. But the key to social media marketing, which is unlike traditional forms of marketing, where you push your message onto your audience and then wipe your hands clean, the key to social media is all about engagement. And that's takeaway number 3. It's all about engagement. Engagement was a priority for us from day one. Between every Facebook post and Twitter message, we saw each communication as an opportunity to build a digital community around Emily's Entourage. To us, it's about nurturing and developing an ongoing two-way conversation with our audience. It's about building a digital community of online supporters, or in social media talk, fans and followers who help you maximize your reach far more than you ever could alone. To date, we have over 1,600 Facebook fans and nearly 350 Twitter followers who actively retweet and reply to our messages. Now, that's all good, but a Facebook like and a Twitter retweet is just a response to our action, and that's not really a two-way engagement. So to address this problem, we kicked off an initiative called Where in the World is Emily's Entourage? We encourage people to buy Emily's Entourage t-shirts and tank tops, take a picture of themselves in a cool, iconic location and in a goofy pose, and post it onto our Facebook page. Aside from stimulating t-shirt sales, the purpose was to get our audience to start contributing content and become active participants in our online community. And the photos, they're awesome. We traveled from the mountaintops of Colorado to the deserts in Israel. We traveled to the Colosseum in Rome. We even hung out with this guy, Shane Victorino, at the Eagles game. Before we knew it, we had hundreds of photos from all over the world. But the coolest part of Where in the World is Emily's Entourage is it showed each and every member that they are the entourage. And that's a powerful and empowering concept. Now, it's important to remember that engagement extends beyond social media. We all belong to a rich assortment of social circles, whether it's your friend group, sports team, drama program. You belong to lots of networks of people, and all of those people have their own networks. And that's takeaway number 4. Tap into every social circle you're a part of. Take advantage of every connection. That's what we did. I tapped into my tennis team, every kid in my hall, my friends from home. We set up money jars and Emily's Entourage displays at Lower Merion businesses like Town Hall, Top This, and Sweet Stuff. We reached out to Philadelphia professional sports teams, and it turned out that these local resources, they wanted to help. In January, we were honored on the field by the Philadelphia Eagles, and a couple months later, we were then recognized by the Philadelphia Flyers. While all this was going on in Lower Merion, I was ecstatic and so energized to extend this movement to my community as a student at Tulane University in New Orleans. Now, young people, and college kids especially, sometimes get the reputation of being socially apathetic. So my strategy was to appeal to their interests. I don't know what it's like at Lower Merion High School these days, but in college, and especially at Tulane, kids love 2 things. And that's tank tops and partying. So that's what we did. We sold Emily's Entourage tank tops, which served as a ticket to our benefit party. I was really excited about this idea, and we wanted it to be the party of the semester. So with a team of Emily's Entourage students at Tulane, we set up a booth on the main walkway on campus, and we went wild selling tank tops. I mean, we went crazy. We stopped everyone that walked by, and I told anyone and everyone that was willing to listen, even some people who weren't. I told my neighbor, my professor, the kid standing next to me in the food line. When the presenter didn't show up in my social media class, I jumped in and offered to give an impromptu presentation. I spoke to fraternities and sororities, Tulane sports teams, and at Shabbat dinners. The way I saw it, it was a win-win. You could buy a sweet tank top, which gave you access to an awesome party, and you'd be supporting a good cause. It's an awesome deal. We even made a video invitation, which was a spoof of a show you might be familiar with. So we drew on our knowledge of our audience and made doing good cool and appealing because we knew what kids know, and we did what they already do. And the party, it was a great success. We partied for a good cause. How good is that? I mean, that's all you could really ask for. In the end, we raised over $13,000 and sold over 1,000 Emily's Entourage tank tops. That means that 1 in every 7 Tulane students has an EE tank. I don't know about you, but that's not what I would call social apathy. I literally couldn't leave my dorm without seeing at least 2 or 3 kids sporting a tank around campus. It was amazing. A few days after the event, I saw this meme floating around Facebook, poking fun at the prevalence of the tanks around campus, because they were everywhere. So that brings us to takeaway number 5. Know your audience and make doing good cool. As of April, Emily's Entourage is now an officially recognized student organization and the recipient of the Social Justice and Advocacy Award on campus. I say this not to boast, but to show you that we're in the midst of an unprecedented time. It's the era of social media, where I believe the potential for social good is far greater than it's ever been before. But you know what the best part about it of all is? We are the experts, you and I. We have the power to be drivers of social change. But power and expertise alone mean nothing. To enact change, you need to actually use it. So that's what I encourage each and every one of you to do. Find something that you feel passionate about and do something. Chase after it with all your heart, because that's what we did. And now I want to introduce to you my sister and the inspiration behind it all. This is the Emily of Emily's Entourage, and she can help you understand the work that we're doing and the people whose lives that we're changing.
Hi, I'm Emily, and I'm here to embody the impact you can have. Social activism is about helping causes, but if you break it down, it's about helping real people with families, dreams, and stories. I work in healthcare marketing, and I'm getting a master's degree in bioethics. I'm a sister, a daughter, a best friend, a proud Philadelphian, a Lower Merion graduate, and I have cystic fibrosis. While I may look healthy on the outside, on the inside, my lungs are failing. Currently, I have only 1/3 of the average lung function. Trying to stay healthy takes a lot of hard work. Each day, I do over 3 hours of breathing treatments. I take over 30 pills, and I do 4 insulin injections. And that's when I'm healthy. When I'm sick, I go into the hospital for weeks-long courses of IV antibiotics. It's hard. It's really hard, and it's scary. But these past few months, I've been bolstered by the support of an entourage, an incredible, passionate, and endlessly generous entourage. It's hard to articulate the magnitude of what that means to someone like me. The amount and generosity of donations has been absolutely staggering. But to feel the love, support, and energy of thousands of people, many of whom I don't even know, rallying behind me and the CF community, I'm not sure there are words in the world to describe how motivating, empowering, heartwarming, or hopeful that is. But I'm just one person, and there are 70,000 other people with CF just like me. And there are thousands of other important causes that need the hard work, passion, and energy of young people like you with fresh, inspired ideas and new innovative approaches. There's a big wide world out there filled with sickness, injustice, and inopportunity. But if there's one thing I've learned through our experiences with Emily's Entourage, it's that people want to help. You might not cure cancer or end poverty or single-handedly resolve the conflict in the Middle East, but every big idea, every movement starts with just one person. And you have a voice, you have a community, and you have the power to shine light on need and create a positive impact. So if I can impart one piece of advice to you, it would be to open your eyes, reach into your heart, and believe in your power to make the world a better place. Because you are the future, the world needs it, and you can do it. Thank you.